For over a decade, I've owned day nurseries, and I've just bought another one. In this video, I'm going to tell you how I structured the deal and how I've done it for as little money as possible. Sound interesting? You're going to find out how. 70% of businesses don't make money, and that's still true for day nurseries. In fact, most businesses are just about getting by. But I've found a little niche, a little way of making day nurseries profitable. This one here at Marsh Farm cost me a couple of £100,000 to set up, and it's now generating profits every single year. But what if you could set up a business with hardly any money, literally zero? Well, in this video, I'm going to share how I've done that, and I've just bought another one, and I'm going to give you all the numbers. Let's go over there right now. So if we was to do something here, we've got 3.5 years, but maybe we'll get more. You've got that £50,000 bounce back loan, but no other debts. What, 50, 60k in the bank, haven't you? And when's your corporation tax due for here then? If we pay 50k for the business, the only way I would do it, but I would do it today, is I would want to pay 2.5k a week till that 50k is cleared, then keep the cash flow, so you would have the 50k, but I'd pay it because I've got to fund it over August and I don't know what's going to happen. And I would like to keep that bounce back loan and pay that back myself. You're probably thinking a number of things. Flipping out, is it that simple to buy a business? Where's James doing the due diligence? And then I met the landlord of the site that owns the play centre. You might be thinking, well, James, why didn't you buy the play centre? Because you own 10 of those things. Well, that deal had already gone. I'm not going to do loads of due diligence because the person that I've bought it from, I've actually bought another business from before. I've known him for 15 years. We've traded before, so trust basis is there. And speed is a big thing for me right now. I've got so many things on my plate. I don't want to mess around and do due diligence for weeks and weeks and weeks and months on end. I just want to get the deal done. I don't know if you saw out Aaron and Katie there, so they're going to do all the due diligence on the day-to-day stuff. They're going to go right into all the paperwork and stuff. I'm just going to make the deal happen. Well, here we are again. And in this edge of this building here is a day nursery that we've just bought. It's the first time we've actually bought a day nursery, existing trading business. We bought loads of businesses, but the first time we bought a trading day nursery. So I think this is our day nursery number 9. We've got 8 that we started from scratch. It's in Brent Cross, which is North London. Fantastic location, loads of chimney pots. Oh wow, this is much bigger than I thought. Oh, it's huge, isn't it? So how many children have they got in today? So what happens to an inquiry? Does you get that, or is admin based here? Oh, it's exciting now. It's got a really good feeling out here, isn't it? This must be rare in North London to have a nursery with a garden this big. How are we doing for staffing at the moment? Really bad.
Some sites aren't doing too bad, and then we have like a massive crisis. So we've had 4 leave in 2 weeks at Marsh Farm.
So where are they gone? Somewhere else? This is, at least you have some, don't you? That's when you start. Like we're in Cambridge and Ipswich, and you start from scratch. You're like tearing your hair out. It is really, some is so much better than none, isn't it? Yeah. What about that thing that Paul was doing where he employed teachers from Spain? Oh no, yes, up north, that was what I meant. Well, we need to look at that, don't we? Well, if we can't get staff, we've got a lot of people would grasp at the chance to come down south and get out of the north. Wouldn't they? No, but like some people would grasp at the opportunity to be near London. Chuds did, didn't you? What I'm saying is, if there's a box and we've explored everything in the box, we've got to get outside it. Hi, ladies.
Hiya, morning.
Morning. How you feeling about the revolution?
It's all good. It's all exciting.
I'm glad to have you with us. I think it's going to be really excited about this. What are you hoping for the future? Well, I'm very happy with our acquisition here. You know, we've got some rather than none. We've got staffing crisis nationwide in childcare. I just don't know where it's going to end. You know, it's not because people don't want to have childcare. It's because people don't want to work. So we had 4 staff leave one of our nurseries just because it's too busy and they don't want to work. It really worries me that. Never known that in my whole career as a business owner. And I always think people are just sort of making it up when they say stuff like that. Like when you hear other businesses say, oh, people don't want to work, they're just like, I always think it's the company that are not doing the right training, not infusing the right culture into the organisation. But I genuinely think for the first time ever, we really, really do have a recruitment crisis across multiple industries. There's another one. We tried to get a big digger to do some work at Marsh Farm. They didn't have a delivery driver that could deliver the digger, but they've got the digger in the sort of hire depot and we couldn't get the bloody thing. That's just another example of recruitment crisis. And then listening to the story about our new site in Cambridge. So we've got people that want to be customers of ours, but we cannot get the staff to service the customers. So we're actually turning away revenue. It's really serious, and I have to try and think a bit more creatively, like bringing people from other parts of the country, bringing people from abroad. I don't know, whatever we need to do. It's really worried. This is why I think companies have got to become so more dynamic in their approach to how they get people to come work for them. Right, it's a few months on now and the deal is done. We've completed on it and we own the business. Here's some of the things that I think probably are trundling through your head right now and you're going to want the answers to in this video. What's the strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities and threats of buying that particular business? How much did you pay for the bloody thing? You know, what did the deal end up being? How did I find this deal? You know, I found lots of business deals. How do you attract the business deals to you? How do people pick up the phone and call you, or do you pick up the phone and find them? All of that's coming up in this video. What's the current state of the business? And how long do I think it's going to turn into the business that I really want it to be? Also, the deal structure. Did I just buy the assets or did I actually buy the shares in the company? All that's coming up. Right, let's get into it. How did I find it? Well, that's what I want to reveal right now. It was my network. People know who I am within the childcare and leisure circuits because I speak at all the childcare and leisure circuit events. I write articles in industry magazines and I tell people at those things that I'm actively looking to buy businesses. So when someone's got a childcare business or a day nursery business or even a play centre, they're thinking, I want to get out. I remember that bloke at that networking event that says he likes buying businesses in this sector, but I tell them up front that I like getting cheeky deals and I don't like paying over the odds. So people come predetermined, ready to sell to me with the way that I want the deal structured. You want to get big multiples for it? I'm not your buyer, so people are ready to deal with me on my terms. Right, let's talk about the current state, the SWOT analysis of the business. Look, you've got to do due diligence when you're buying businesses, but you've got to do so much due diligence if you're paying top drawer, big money for it. But if you're going in like me and you're buying another business within a sector that you already operate, I'm going in with the mindset, what can I do with the business? How can I improve the business? What revenues do you think I can get out of the business rather than what my predecessors have done? So I've gone in, I've looked at the strengths of the businesses. In this situation, it was based in a fantastic populated area. If I've got population, if I've got chimney pots on my doorstep, this is in North London, millions of people are on my doorstep, hundreds of thousands of people within a 15-minute drive time. What was the weaknesses? Well, for me, it was weak management. And that's a great weakness because I know we've got great culture and a great management team that can change that. Now, what was the opportunities? Massive opportunities, because I know they used to make £100,000 profit, and the weaknesses, I suppose, of the business was that the profits had gone down to £30,000-40,000, but I think that's because of weak management, and with our team's culture we can go and change that. Some big threats of this business, and which was the predetermining factor of me getting a great deal, there's only a 3.5-year lease. It's in Brent Cross Shopping Centre. At the moment, because of coronavirus and all of that, Brent Cross as a shopping centre don't want to grant anyone long leases. However, I know shopping centres, and I'm thinking that in 3.5 years' time, they'd be mad not to extend a new lease. And if they don't extend the new lease, then what I'm going to do is move all the team to other nurseries I've got around that area. So what am I doing in that situation is I'm seeing this as a risk, but I'm de-risking it for us as a business. What could happen if we don't get an extension to our lease? That there, massive threat, is a massive strength on deal structure, because that makes the business not really worth anything, because in 3.5 years, you might not be able to trade and you might need to find a new building, and that comes with all its problems. But hey, that could be good. The current state of the business, there's a team, there's customers, it's generating £30,000 a month of turnover on average, and it could be doing £55,000 a month. So there's fat in the game there to improve it, but all of the costs and a little bit of profit is already being made. Crucial on this deal is I'm not having to fund it each month. All I've got to do is put effort, energy and enthusiasm and team management in to turn it into a great business. Let's move on. Right then, gang, let me tell you now, behind this blurry image here is the number that I paid for the business. But first of all, let me tell you about the deal structure. Now, I know the person that was selling it had someone prepared to pay $250 for it because of coronavirus and the pandemic. They pulled out, blah, blah, blah. I offered $50,000 for it, but we actually reduced the price even further because some things happened. So I'll tell you the exact price in a minute. But I agreed to pay £50,000, but not pay that up front. I said, I'll give you £2,500 a week till the debt's paid off. Now, crucially, look, I could have paid the £50,000 up front. But why do I always insist on some vendor finance? That's the seller becoming the finance arm of the business, because you don't know what's in the woodwork. Have they missed out paying any bills? Is there a tax bill they haven't paid? And I always think vendor finance makes sure that the seller, they're never going to usually take all of it on vendor finance. It means that they have a vested interest in your success, a really crucial, important part of the business. Now, what was even better about this, they got £80,000 in the bank. So I get that £80,000. Now, 50,000 of that £80,000 was a bounce back loan that they hadn't spent. So I've got to pay that money back, but I can use that money to invest in the business, grow the business, sort out some of the problems, or just pay it back. And then there was £32,000-ish left of cash. So what's my plan? I've got the 80,000 in the bank. I'm paying that £2,500 a week over a period of time. I'm going to build the business up, and over the next 3.5 years, try and get a longer lease or move it to somewhere else in the town, hopefully get a freehold and have a fantastic business that's fully staffed, that's got customers, to be absolutely clear to you guys. This is like a £450,000, £500,000 revenue business with all the equipment all set up, ready to go. Just need some love and improvement. So what was the number that I paid? £32,000 to the business. That was what was left in the bank account. So in effect, I've got £80,000 into the bank account that I can use to grow the business. I've got to pay £32,000 at £2,500 a week. So it's a no money down deal with £80,000 worth of cash in the bank. And I know what you're thinking, guys. Oh my God, is this impossible? Is he talking la la land? Well, look, I've done another video just a few weeks ago about how someone paid me £50,000 to buy a business. Look, go and check that out. It's on the channel. I'll put a link in the video description. Check that out as well. These deals are happening all the time. How do you get them? You build trust and credibility so that people know about you within your network, so that they come to you with these deals. Remember, loads of people want to get out of their business. They're not making money. They just don't know how to market or get customers. And you could go in, save the day, save jobs, provide a great service for your customers. It's a great way of growing your business. Another example of how you can do this. Now, if you'd like to find out more on how you can do this, why don't you come to my business masterclass? The tickets are only a few £100. It's in London next year. Go to James Sinclair BMC and you can come and join me for 2 days in London for a few £100, and I'll show you all these strategies and tactics in way more detail. Grab your ticket and I'll see you in London